Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, Sideline Junkies proudly bring to you the Tuesday Night Flight. It's the big guy KG sitting there with the gentleman Jack Carr.
Hey,
The depressed and upset
oh, very
Midnight
upset. See
Rider
this smile?
and Sideline Junkies present, as we said before, the Tuesday Night Flight. Jack, I already know how you feeling. Midnight Rider, how you feeling?
I'm here, man. I'm here just so I don't get fined.
Now, Jack, let the people know how you feeling.
I feel great. Thought we was gonna get this last year. Didn't happen. We set a goal and we accomplished it this season.
Indeed, you did.
Yes,
Number
sir.
18, and let's jump right into it. Celtics win. Number 18. That's what I got Len Bias behind me because I didn't notice the connotation. Great things happen to the Celtics on 6/17, and the area code for Boston is 6/17. They won the 2008 championship on 6/18, 6/17. Won this year's championship on 6/17. Len Bias is drafted on 6/17. It's just like, oh my goodness. And that's a whole what if show that we supposed to do. I guess we do what ifs next week. But geez.
Leprechaun, it's the leprechaun, man.
I'm gonna say this. I told my wife last night, and she can vouch for it. If you can hear me, you can vouch for it, lovey. I told her last night in the third quarter, I said, "You smell that?" She said, "What?" I said, cigar smoke. I said, "Red up in heaven, lighting up that victory cigar. This game is over." I think it's about 6 or 7 minutes left in the third. I said, "This game is over." She said, "What do you mean?" I said, "Don't worry about it. It's over." I said, "When I wake up in the morning, you'll understand. It's over." That was that.
Yeah.
I think the Pritchard shot was somehow he does it. He's done it twice in the series. But I think that shot right before the half kind of just sealed the moment for me. I was like, all right, if he hits that, and this is the second time he's hit it, they're in trouble. And it just seemed like they were running the field the whole night. I actually got to give kudos to Jaylen Brown because the way he played Luka last night, he was like the only way he's getting the basketball is if he gets it on the inbound. But if somebody else brings it up, it's done. And he harassed. He's probably still guarding Luka right now while Luka's at his house. That's how much he was on him. It was good to see a star be that selfless in the moment and say, you know what, I'm gonna take this person away and sacrifice part of my game to make sure we win this ball game. Go ahead, Jack.
Yeah. I even heard during the timeout in the fourth. And I mean, we were up 20-something points, 21 points. They was coming off the sideline, and Luka looked at, Jay Brown looked at Coach Joe Mazzulla and said, if Luka's in, I'm in. And, because Mazzulla was ready to sit him down. He wanted to stick with him throughout the whole game. And you're right, man. That is a sign of a superstar.
Yeah. I mean, the easiest way to kill a snake is cut the head off.
And he did that. There was a lot of big, how should I say, swings. I mean, you had Holiday eating up the offensive glass. I mean, a guard. Offensive rebounds helped a lot last night. Dallas was pestered early from the opening tip. They was having a hard time getting their offense going. It was an all-around good showing by the Celtics last night. Way to close a finals out like that.
And speaking of rebounds, this is the total rebound in numbers. 51-35. Edge goes to Boston. Boston shot 33% from 3-point. Dallas only 29. 42% from the floor. Dallas shot 44. For a minute there, I thought Dallas was going to hang in there with them, especially when they were driving. And what I like to call the Mark Jackson offense, where you take your point guard, deep penetration, teardrop in front of the basket, and your bigs put it down. Throw it down, big fella. Throw it down. I thought they were going to keep up with that. Couldn't do it. They couldn't because every time Dallas started to run away, Mazzulla called the timeout, settled the team down, then all of a sudden the Celtics was running. They was back off and running.
Go back to your stat sheet.
Yes, sir.
You said the 3-point percentage. Give me the number of 3-pointers Boston made and took.
13
to 39.
Yeah.
I think at one point in the middle of the third or something like that, or maybe it was the middle of the fourth, they were like 12 of 24 or something like that, and then it fell off towards the end.
Yeah, and Dallas never picked up. I mean, Luka had a hell of a time. I think he was only 1 for 9.
Yeah, that sounds right.
Am I correct, KG?
I don't have a individual stats.
Yeah, I think Luka was 1 for 9. He was 1 for 21 at one point for the last 2 games.
Here's a question. Did y'all think Luka was hurt? Because it seemed like every shot he took, he was taking it off balance on one foot, and it's like he was fading away, like he was shying away from the contact.
He's got existing knee injuries from maybe the opening round. He's been icing that knee. You see when he comes out at post game. So he's had existing knee injury.
Yeah, he's been banged up
worse
the whole series.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Now I'm gonna turn this over to Jack. Jack, go ahead and take your victory lap, brother, because this is your time. Take your victory lap.
Well, I'm anxious to see what happens now. That 18 is secure. I look for this team to possibly add some more ammo to it. I'm looking for a repeat. Is what I'm looking for. I still think if this team comes back next year as close to what this team is now, NBA championship team, I don't see a chance. I don't see a reason why we can't go again. Coach Mazzulla did an excellent job. Brad Stevens up in the general manager position, excellent job bringing in those late acquisitions to strengthen his team for the playoff run. Well, not late acquisitions, before the season acquisitions with Kristaps Porzingis and Jrue Holiday. They were definitely keys to this, even though Porzingis didn't play much. Holiday had an excellent finals. At the end, the MVP. I think Tatum's numbers were better than JB's, but JB was clutch. Jaylen Brown. From what these two young men have been through for the past 7-8 years, 107 playoff games together, I would have loved to have seen them have a co-MVP, and I'm usually against that. So go Celtics, man. That's what I got to say.
Indeed. I'm glad for it. Even though I did pick Dallas, this is one of those bittersweet wins. It's bitter because it's bitter on several different levels. It's bitter because I picked Dallas and I picked Kyrie and to pick Luka. It's also bitter on another level. One of my older cousins and a good friend of mine both used to beat me down about Boston in the playoffs. And both of them have passed on, and it's bitter because they're not here to go through this celebration of this championship that they've been waiting for so long. Hey, that's what I said last night. I said I know they probably celebrating with Red and all the guys up there, so that's cool, and it's sweet because it's Boston. It would have been better if this was a Boston Celtics LA Lakers final. It would have been better. So it would have been 17.5 versus 17, and then see who comes out on the top.
Lakers aren't a good enough team to be there yet.
They're not
close.
They're not going to be anywhere close to a title. They're about to fall into the territory where the Knicks were 4 or 5 years ago, where they were just struggling. They were just spinning a rudderless ship, is the best way to put it. They did the one thing Boston did the one thing that LA didn't do. Boston fortified their front office, and then they made a nice transition from Ainge to Brad Stevens, and then they kept it the same philosophy. So that's really where Boston wins out. In LA, we're doing the Rob Pelinka, Jenny Buss, Kurt Rambis situation, which is terrible.
Agree with that. Before I jump to what you just said, Jack, you alluded to it. Jaylen Brown winning the Bill Russell Trophy, Finals MVP.
Mhm.
He also won the Larry Bird Trophy for Eastern Conference Finals MVP. And I thought about that this morning. I said, that's kind of serendipitous that you have the Larry Bird Trophy, the Bill Russell Trophy. And it would have been great if they went back to the old trophy before the Larry O'Brien Trophy, which was the Walter A. Brown Trophy, and gave it to the Celtics, because then you would have had the trifecta of everybody in the Celtics family having a trophy named after them, and it all going back to Boston. It's kind of like the Lombardi Trophy going back to Lambeau. So,
Yeah.
But to your point, Midnight Rider, Bill Sharman's not walking through that door. Jerry West is not walking through that door until you get Rob Pelinka out your front office, because nobody really cares for him. Till you get him out the front office and let Jenny Bean do her thing.
No, we don't want Jenny Bean doing her thing.
She been in the business for so long, man. She knows what she's doing. She just got the wrong people right now.
She still got Pelinka, so she obviously don't know something.
Well, would you rather have Magic?
No, I don't want Magic near it either.
Damn.
Who you want?
I need to find whoever the guy is in somebody's front office that's got his calculator in one hand and can tell me the breakdowns of wingspan versus this and that. And then I need him to have best friend who's actually the personality of the two. And then he is the guy that actually does all the TV and does some of the picking and making the trades. I need somebody up and coming. I don't want something that's been tread on these tires. I don't want that.
So,
like, I'd take what the Wizards did. You go get what was his name? You get the one guy to run the show. You get Winker and everybody else to come in to be your president of operations, and then and your GM. That's what I would do. That's how I would set my team up.
So Ernie Grunfeld is a no?
What? KG, you trying? Oh, you trying to start something today, boy?
Yeah, I am. Antonio says Jaylen Brown and Drew Holiday did their thing. Kyrie's moccasins weren't enough. Nah, they weren't. They were not. 2 questions. 3 questions. My first question is, how much credit do you give Ime Udoka for this win?
None.
Okay.
I mean, it's not his team.
Second question. How much credit do you give Danny Ainge?
I mean, Danny Ainge is the godfather of this. I mean, they were still living off of the trade with the Nets when they gave up KG and Paul Pierce, and the Nets wanted to give them every draft pick for the next 2 decades, it seemed like.
Mm-hmm.
Danny Ainge has gotten over on his last 2 or 3 trades, and he's made out like a fat cat.
And my third question, what's next for Dallas? People are putting out some things. I seen somebody put out a bogus report that Kyrie wants to trade because he doesn't like it in Dallas anymore. I had to jump in. It was bogus. It was satire. I had to jump in with Lee Ice earlier because he said it was a report that Luka said he was gonna call LeBron to find out what to do after losing in the finals, because LeBron's the king of losing in the finals. So I had to go. I was like, hold on. LeBron 4-6. Jerry West was 1-8. Rabbit was 0-7. Wilt was 2-4. But you calling LeBron the king of finals losses? No, we can't do that. And then, we got into a whole thing. And I told him, I was like, LeBron's not better than, I named a bunch of players that LeBron is really not better than statistically. Well, statistically, he may be better than, but legendary, he's not better than those players. And he shouldn't really be in the GOAT conversation, not right now. But that's another show. But what's next for Dallas?
I think they do what they did this year. They find them another kid in the draft, preferably somebody that can shoot it. If you can't find you a shooter, then you want you an athlete that can jump out the gym and defend the wing. And then you put him coming off the bench maybe, and work that with PJ Washington and I think you still got Lively. So I think they just got to add to the thing.
Definitely, they need to find some consistent shooters because besides when Luka and KG were on or off, whatever they were, you had Green was hot last night, but where was Green at in the previous 4 games? And you had Exum was hot in game 4, but where was he at in the previous games? Then you had Washington was hot early in the series, and then where was he at later in the series? You had guys, I think Green made his first 3 or 4 threes last night.
He was 4 for 4 at one point.
Yeah, and then Exum did that the night before, I believe, or I should say the game before. And that's just inconsistency. You can't just pop up, and do it one game. They need more consistent shooters to help Kyrie and Luka out. Lively, he's going to be a piece of that team for a while. Hopefully, I think he looks good over there in Dallas. And yes, they need to get something in the draft. Shooter. Don't know if they need another big, but I think that's what they're looking for in the draft is a consistent shooter, because that's what this game's come to, shooting the threes.
Well, and that's obvious as last night when Boston shot damn near 30. They shot 39 threes, almost 40.
That's what they average.
Yeah, and that's just this is old man shaking his fist at the clouds.
Mm-hmm.
It's cringeworthy for me to see that many threes taken in the game, and it's like, and here's the thing. This has always been my philosophy. You have teams that can shoot you out the gym. Like Golden State used to shoot you out the gym. They had 2 of the top shooters in the league at one point in time. So they could shoot you out the gym with threes. And it was always my thing is, okay, I'll let you take your threes in the first half. And we'll contest them, we'll do what we can do. But once you get off and those long rebounds start coming, we start running the fast break, chipping away at that lead. I'll go down by 20 in the first half. But by the end of the game, I'm up by 40. Because you rely on the three so much, I'm gonna keep going. I'm gonna keep chipping, taking the bunnies around the court, around the basket, taking the mid ranges. And it seemed like Dallas wanted to do that, but every ball bounced Boston's way last night. Contested layups off the back of the rim and hit the front of the rim and go in. Off the glass going in. Everything just went Boston's way last night. There was nothing Dallas could do.
Totally agree.
I agree with that too.
Antonio says Luka needs to attend how to play defense camp and stop whining 30. I agree with that.
Luka don't have the feet to play defense, man. He's too slow.
You know who he need to go see? Lie to you not. Luka need to go see Chris Brickley. He needs to go see Chris Brickley, and Kyrie need to get back to seeing Chris Brickley in the offseason too. Because I think Luka will benefit from working with Chris Brickley a lot. Then he needs to see Lethal Shooter as well. I think that they'll benefit from seeing those guys. Now to the meat and potatoes of tonight's show. It's Tuesday, so top 5. Let me change that because let me clarify what that is. Fictional sports movies or fictional athletes. Let's call it fictional athletes. That's what we're gonna do. Top 5 fictional athletes. Do you gentlemen have your list already prepared for the night?
Yeah, but so the problem is the real list is at work. So I got to go off of what I think I put. Let me know if everybody's ready. Just give me a thumbs up.
Yeah, go ahead.
Go ahead.
All right, fellas. Starting at number 5. Number 5. I got the man, the myth, the legend himself. He can only be one man, and that's John Moxon. and John Moxley can only be the best that John Moxley can. That's Varsity Blues, if you don't know. Paul Walker hurting his leg led him to the Fast and the Furious, and John Moxley took over the quarterback, and that's how we got here. KG, number 5.
Number 5. Ricky Bobby. Because if you're not first, you're last. And I wake up every morning and I piss excellence.
And Jack.
My number 5 is gonna be Shooter McGavin.
Ooh.
Oh.
Shooter.
That is nice.
Shooter.
Number 4. Number 4. This might be this person played several athletes. I don't know which one's the best one. I'm gonna go with my favorite one, and that's Sidney Dean. White Men Can't Jump.
Mm.
Let's be fight.
I like that.
Yeah, I like that too.
I got a 2 for it, number 4, because you can't have one without the other. And the intensity that these two portrayed to have, if I had 22 guys on defense like that, I'd never lose a game. And that's Alvin Mack and Steve Latimer from the program.
All right, I like that. And Jack.
This one here is gonna go a little bit. It's sports. I give karate all the credit in the world. That's a sport. Daniel LaRusso, Karate Kid.
Mm.
All right.
What's up?
You always say you always got one that catches off guard. There you go. Number 3. Number 3. Crash Davis. I think Crash is. I would have normally picked Eddie Cali Lelouch, but nah. Crash makes that movie.
Okay. My number 3. Willie Beeman.
Ooh.
Willie Beeman.
Hey, no problem with that. Damn.
Yeah.
My number 3.
There's a lot out there.
Oh, yeah. And it's hard to narrow it down to 5. So,
Right. But I just remember the ones I loved. And Willie Beeman, that was a good one in there.
my number 3.
Any Given Sunday, correct? Was that
Yes,
the name
sir.
of that movie? Yeah.
My number 3 is Clubber Lang.
Oh, Mr. T.
Didn't we bring him up Sunday?
Shoot,
was
we
that
brought
the
him up
last
the last 3 shows.
Okay.
I think we'd have brought him up the last 3 shows.
Okay. I thought he was also on our Uncut show. I mean, our Off the Record.
Man, yeah, he said Mr. Miyagi made Daniel LaRusso.
Yes, he did. Wax on, wax off. Grasshopper.
So will Mr. Miyagi count if we did the top fictional coaches?
Ooh.
Dang. That was nice.
All right, here we go. Number 2. Number 2 is you said him earlier. Shooter McGavin.
You had Shooter on your list?
Yeah,
I don't believe you.
that was my number 2.
You gotta
I moved him from 3 to 2.
text me a copy of your list when you get back to work tomorrow.
All right, I'll send you a picture to stick it.
My number 2, Paul Crew,
Ooh.
quarterback, number 22.
Mean Machine.
Yes, sir. I think
Now,
he broke my nose.
are we picking? Are you choosing which one?
The original is the only one.
All right.
Oh, well, ain't nothing wrong with that. I can't go. It's a Burt Reynolds movie. And
No, I like both of them, but number 1's my go-to.
one thing I'll say about Burt Reynolds, you can be cool, but you'll never be Burt Reynolds cool.
Nah.
It's always gonna be my guy. My number 2 got a bad rap because of the Sugar Bowl laws, but Shane Footsteps Falco. 2.
Oh,
The Replacements.
Yep,
placements. Yeah.
one of my favorite movies.
Yeah.
If I knew this list was gonna go like this, I could have kept some other people. Trying to spread it out, see who's gonna spread the love out some. Number 1, the top pick. Ricky Vaughn. It's plain and
Wow,
simple.
dang.
Major League.
Yeah. Yeah, I
Wow.
like Ricky.
I give you that.
That's my guy. Yeah.
Now
The Wild
when
Thing come on.
Ricky
ahead.
Bone from 1, not 2, because he was a sucker in 2.
Yeah. No. See, again,
There's
don't
only one
recognize-
Major League.
I don't recognize anything but Major League. So I don't get number 2. I don't get the Annihilator, the See You Later, or any of that. So yeah.
Matty Ice said no wax on, wax off. His ass would have been waxing the floor.
Go ahead, Jack. What's your first?
I'm going to be in baseball as well. My first is Roy Hobbs and his bat, Wonder Boy, from The Natural.
I gotta get. Oh my
Thank
god! I'm gonna stick baseball for number 1 as well. Probably the greatest summer ever. Benny the Jet Rodriguez.
I knew he was gonna be on somebody's list, so I was like, let me keep him off of mine.
I mean, he's a legend. I mean, how many other legends you know pickled the beast, man? Come on. Come on. Now, I got a couple of honorable mentions, from several different movies. Don't get much shine, but like I said, Replacements is one of my favorite movies, but Walter Cochran, the running back from the Replacements, just his story, he got his touchdown, he blew his knee out, but he still scored. And just the way he carried himself in that movie, always one of my favorites. Willie Mays Hayes is another one. That was another one. And finally, you got to give love to Lou Brown, man.
He's a coach.
Yeah, but still, he was an athlete. You got to give love for him.
All right.
When he got in Dorn's ass and he pissed on his contract, classic.
You might run like Mays, but you hit like shit. Just a couple of random ones that just while you were talking, I just thought of 2 in the same movie: Joe Kane, Darnell Jefferson. Who else? Bobby Boucher. Off the top of my head, who else can I think of? Apollo Creed.
Yeah.
If we're gonna give people some love, Jack, you got anything you can just think of?
Yeah, I had a couple extras that I was looking at. Roger Dorn, Ty Webb from Caddyshack, and Paul Blake from a movie, Necessary Roughness. I don't know if you guys seen that.
Yes, sir.
That was one that was close to my top 5. But there's man, we could sit here and think of 20, 30 more in the next hour, man. It's all going through my head now, all these movies. And us being sports guys, of course, if a sports movie comes out, I want to see it.
Yeah.
No matter what sport it is. If there's a sports movie coming out, I want to see it.
Matty, he said, I don't want to see none of that old lay bullshit.
Here we go, baby.
Antonio said no boxing. Well, yeah, we got Rocky in there. Apollo Creed and Clubber Lang was on there. And then also you got to put Thunderlips on there. Got to put Hogan on there as Thunderlips. That was a favorite. I was young and I was naive. So when it came to Hogan, I thought No Holds Barred was a great sports movie until I got older and I was like, this is
trash
shit. Yeah. But when I was a kid, man, that was the greatest thing I've ever seen in my life. I had never seen a movie that great.
Mm-hmm.
To be a kid again.
Oh.
So we hit the fictional athletes. I don't know if we want to do coaches. I don't know if we want to do moments.
Hey, we got enough time to do coaches right now.
I don't know if I have enough time or enough in my head to give you 5.
Because we can go ahead. I mean, we got enough time to do another top 5. What top 5 you want to do?
You know what? I heard Hoffman do this topic today. I don't know how good you guys are or how much you guys are up on NBA individual players, but let's do your top 5 individual NBA players right now in the league.
I could do that.
All my players play with the Chicago Bulls,
Oh,
so that's
boy.
all I care about. That's all that matters.
Oh boy.
Play.
You don't even know who your team right now because they talking about trading people.
Yeah.
And before we even get into the topic, don't forget the 26th is the NBA draft.
Yes.
I think they broke it out into 2 days this year.
Uh-huh.
There was talk. The reason they're doing 2 days, everybody makes the face. The reason they're doing 2 days is because the 5-minute clock goes by so fast that it's hard for teams to put together deals or to pivot to something else. So what they want to do is give them a chance to take some time overnight, maybe consummate some deals. So you might see more trades this year than you normally would because of that extra time that they've given themselves, or enough time, to put together the framework. Like, I don't know if you saw, I don't know, we talked about this, the Commanders show, where he was like, at 36, he was like, all right, 50, 53 from Philly. He's like, oh, I don't want to lose a pick. But they already kind of had the framework in place. He's like, dude, just throw me 161 and we're good. And they went back and forth. And that's kind of what I think the NBA is trying to do with this, is give some people some time, get some sleep, come back the next day and knock it out. It's not a thing to be like in competition with the NFL or anything like that.
It's just that the NBA draft as a whole, once you get to the second round, I think I watched the second round of the NBA draft in the last 35 years. I think I watched it once, maybe twice, and that was like the early 2000s. Because I wanted to see who the Wizards were going to get. And then the Wizards disappointed with who they got. I was like, you couldn't pick anybody else? Like,
who was it? Party John Ramos?
I was it him or was it Felipe Lopez?
The Wizards' past 15 drafts have been pitiful.
I want to say it was an Ernie Grunfeld draft at that. Shoot, they picked a boy named Jane. That was just terrible. But Antonio Boone says, what was Stallone's character Over the Top?
Oh, he got to get Google on that one. If somebody pulled that, I'll be impressed.
I ain't pulling.
Deacon Hall.
What?
My brother came with that one quick. He was already ready with that one.
Wow.
So we've kind of talked about some of the stuff. Top 5 NBA players right now.
Our top 5 favorite, not the top 5 in the league.
Oh, you want to do favorites?
Oh,
I was saying in the league.
Okay.
Oh, okay. Which one you want to do? We doing favorites or just top 5 period?
Well, Jack seen one last night, so I'm gonna defer to Jack.
We can do top 5 in the league. We can do that. Okay. But that's gonna be pretty much everybody played in the playoffs.
No.
Pretty much. Ain't nobody from your team on that list.
Well, Kobe White and Alex Caruso moving up.
Oh, boy. All right. So I started 5. So we're doing top 5 NBA players today. Number 5 for me is Giannis Antetokounmpo.
We're gonna have matches. We're gonna have duplicates here because that's where I was at.
Oh yeah, because I think the top 2, or to me the top 3.
That's why. Go ahead.
No, I think the top 3 is set. Jack, we had 35 minutes. We can run through this real quick and then go right to the other one.
Go right to the other one. All right. Oladipo. I'm gonna keep this guy off of this one because I want him on the other one. So I'm gonna go. Sheesh. Go ahead, KG.
I'm gonna go Jack's boy, Jason Tatum.
At number 5.
At number 5.
Yeah. I had Oladipo on my mind at first, and I was thinking of the next one. So
That's your other list, right?
No, Oladipo, I had him at number 5 best in the league.
Oladipo?
From
You talking about
Victor Oladipo, from the Milwaukee
Okay.
Bucks. Isn't that who you said?
No, Antetokounmpo, Giannis.
That's what I meant. Giannis and man, I can't say that name. I just call him Giannis. I said Milwaukee Bucks, didn't I?
You did, Jack. Right?
God,
I didn't know if you was
Oladipo.
they call you PG County, so I didn't know if you was just trying to give PG County a whole bunch of love with the Oladipo thing.
Yeah, I do. Vic's my boy. Vic went to St. Jerome's, played for Coach Dick Brown. Rest in
Okay.
peace, Dick Brown.
update
St.
real
Jerome
quick.
still have those odd shaped hoops, or do they go to
One's
squares?
round, one square.
Okay.
Is what I think it was last time I was there. Oh,
Wow.
no, that's Chevrolet. They got half moons over St. Jerome's.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, Chevrolet had one round, one square with Tuxedo.
Number 4.
Hold on. Matty Ice said Beverly Hodgson on O Canada, Florida may have been the worst anthem ever. Why they bring her back?
Only Matty, baby.
Then he said Brooke Alex, who is a recording artist, gave a very uninspiring U.S. The Florida anthem singers have been so bad. Oh,
I
man.
think they'll trade that for being up 3-1 for the world. So I don't think they're too worried about that.
If they can close out the night.
Oh,
And Antonio said Jay Brown, Luka, Tatum, Ant-Man, and Jokic. With his 5.
number 4 for me is Ant-Man. It's Anthony Edwards.
Okay.
Number 4 for me is Anthony Edwards. All right. Number 4 for me then would be, is it Shy Alexander? Gilchrist Alexander. I like the way that team's going to be up and coming, man, if they can continue to put pieces together. And Holmgren, he's going to grow into a good ball player too. I like what's coming from Oklahoma City.
Yes, sir.
I got SGA at 4 too.
All right. This is real simple now. This is the easy part. Number 3, Shai Gilgeous-Alexander.
Okay. Number 3, Jason Tatum.
Okay.
I know y'all didn't expect that.
Nah, I wouldn't have thought that at all, Jack.
No, I thought y'all would have thought him be at number 1 in my list, but no, I mean, I'm true.
I got the Greek Freak at number 3, Giannis Antetokounmpo.
All right.
And we're both going to have the same last 2 because ain't nobody said them yet.
So my number 2, depending on how you look at it, I think I got Nikola Jokic at 2.
Yep. And the next one is J.E.
I got Jokic at 2.
Yeah, I got Jokic at 2 as well.
All right. And then 1 is, J.E. Joel Embiid.
Joel Embiid.
You threw me
When
off at
healthy.
first. You said J.E. I was like, wait a second.
No, I to be quite honest, I got LeBron James as number 1.
What?
Really?
I don't believe Joel Embiid is a great player
When healthy.
when healthy, but he is just so, his play sometimes is so enigmatic, and like he doesn't know if he's a big, is he a stretch 4, is he this? He doesn't know what the hell he is, and he
can
confused.
shoot threes. He's got the low post moves. He's got rebounding. He's got shot blocking.
He lead the league and scrubbing the floor because he falls on the floor at least 15 to 19 times a game.
That's a long.
And I'm saying he's not even diving for loose ball. He just wind up on the floor, and he a dirty player. He about dirty as daggone Draymond. He dirty. Homeboy is not. He's not even in my top 5.
LeBron James, huh?
LeBron James.
LeBron James.
Yeah, I want to knock out your favorites.
Antonio said, "Bron, what? I love Bron, but he got more miles than a '94 Civic." Wait, Hold on, Antonio, is that Civic a VTEC? Because if it's a VTEC, that's pretty good. You know, it's got some Chesterfield stuff on it, but I mean, it could be pretty good.
So then we were talking about top 5 favorite players. All right, I think I know my number 5. I think KG knows my number 5.
What's your number 5?
Josh Hart.
Oh, I like Josh Hart.
Wingman, rebounds, does all the dirty work. Yeah, that would be. He'd be my 5.
He runs with who? Philly? Miami.
Nah, the Knicks.
That's right. That's a Hartenstein and Hart. Hartenstein and Hart. Jimmy Butler's my number 5. I love some Jimmy buckets.
KG?
Number 5. I gotta go with Anthony Davis.
Okay.
Mr. Glass is my number 5.
You sound like a true Laker fan over there, buddy.
Yeah, he does.
Don't start that.
Yes, he does.
Oh man. Number 4 for me. Let's see. Trying to find him. Oh, De'Aaron Fox.
Okay.
Ooh. Yeah, that should have been on my list. I like watching him play too. I chose number 4, Steph Curry.
Okay.
I know he's on making victory laps and almost on, only got a couple more years left. Steph's still something to watch, man. He's fun to watch.
He's probably more like a 98 Civic.
For me, I just had it. My number 4. What was my number 4? Jeez, I just had it. I didn't write this down, but damn, I just had it. Who was my number 4?
That's that age catching up to you, buddy.
You sure is.
It jumped right out my head. Giannis would be my number 4.
He probably 6, 7 on my list, but yeah, Giannis fun to watch too. He got so much length. And you ever seen him? He can pick up his dribble from the 3-point line and do a 2-step dunk, man. It's crazy.
Mm-hmm. Number 2?
I think my number 3.
Yeah, we're at 3.
Oh, we're at 3.
Donovan Mitchell. I like Donovan Mitchell. Donovan Mitchell.
D. Mitchell.
Cleveland.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
When he's there.
Right.
That team had a lot of injuries.
That team is not put together well.
They're not. They tried to do the whole shooter thing. Yeah.
Yeah. They got 2 guards. Then they went and signed Strauss from Miami, and he hasn't done anything. So yeah. Go ahead, Jack.
My number 3, Tyrese Halliburton, Indiana. How creative he is with that ball. He can do it on penetration. He can do it from the outside, throwing the lobs inside. He can distribute the ball well, and I enjoy seeing that too.
My number 3, Alex Caruso.
Baldy?
Yep.
Okay, you must not watch a lot of basketball.
It's all about the intangibles, man.
It's all about the Chicago bull crap.
He got something that you can't measure. He got heart.
He do got heart. So does Peyton Pritchard. They play the same game. Caruso just a little older. Caruso.
I think you're gonna laugh at my number 3. Or are we on 2? Are we on 2 or 3?
We're on 2.
Then this goes back to the other list. Number 2 is Anthony Edwards, Ant-Man.
Yeah, he's fun too. I got him a little bit further down. I like Ant. Ant got ups.
Yeah. I was jumping, and I think he caught John Collins on that break.
He's been jumping out of the gym since high school. I was watching some dunk videos the other day, and they had a bunch of pro ball players when they were in high school dunking on fellas.
Mhm.
That man's been dunking hard for a long time. He goes in there to just destroy somebody. He ain't
Oh, he's
worried
going to take his toes.
Yeah. So go to my number two. My number two is going to be New York, Jalen Brunson. A lot of heart there too.
I only had room for one Nick, and I'm gonna take my guy Hart anytime.
I like Hart, but Jalen Brunson's an exciting,
No, I like
explosive
Brunson.
player. He carried that team on his back this year. He really did. I thought he should have been much higher in the MVP voting. Yes.
My number 2 is Jack's number 5, Jimmy G. Buckets, and the G stands for gets.
Jimmy gets him. Yeah, Jimmy Buckets, nice. And
I mean,
he got a
number
high
one-
basketball IQ too. He's very smart.
Yeah, he is.
Very, very smart about the game.
And then my number 1, SGA, Shea Gilgeous. Ever since I saw him, when did I see him? I think I saw him and Fox go head to head in the game. And after that game, I was like, the only reason I like Gilgeous more is because Gilgeous does a little bit of everything just a smidge better. And then he had the stretch where he dropped like a couple 30-pointers back to back to back. I was like, yeah, I'll take that all day.
So you didn't name a Laker at all?
Nope.
Why you like the Lakers if ain't nobody your favorite player?
My favorite player is Magic Johnson.
But you don't like no players on the team. Okay.
So ain't nobody on my team right now that's in my favorite list.
Okay. You got KG, named his favorite players, and he named a player from his favorite team.
Well,
And
my
I'm
number
gonna name
1
a favorite player from my favorite team, but you didn't.
my number 1 favorite player,
I'm there.
still in the league, hasn't filed retirement papers yet. None other than Mr. Get Up or Get Out the Way himself, Derrick Rose.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So,
I had a feeling he was on your list.
He used to play for
Oh.
Chicago too. See, that's how you do your favorite players.
Sometimes you like your team because you like your team all along.
89 to the
You
grave.
must not like your team that much if you don't like no players on it.
Antonio Booth said my favorite player was Clyde Drexler.
I think
Glad
that number 18 getting to you.
Oh, I'm getting ready to do something right here. Celebrate it. And my number one.
Matty
My
Ice.
number one. Go ahead.
Matty Ice gave us an update. Edmonton gets another shorty up 1-0.
Edmonton gonna win tonight. And
All right, in Edmonton. If they are, no, they're in Florida.
no, right now they're in Florida. 1-1-1, same thing, isn't it? Isn't this series same thing as the NBA's was?
I think so.
2-2, 1-1-1. I believe so too. And
Did you name your number 1, Jack?
number one, yeah, my favorite player is JT for 3. Jason Tatum. Go Celtics 18. What's up with y'all? That's my boy. Out of Duke.
No, it was funny. Draft night, and this is what I always mess with Lee Ice about this, because draft night we were watching. I think he was with us the night of the draft, and my buddy, the Celtic fan, goes crazy that y'all drafted Tatum. He is cussing up a storm. He is cussing everybody out, calling Danny Ainge every name but his God-given.
Not me.
Him, like I saw him, what was it? We were sitting around talking one day, and somebody brought Jason Tatum up on draft night. I was like, oh, we all know what somebody thought. And my buddy started talking like, nah, man, I just knew Tatum was the player to be, man. It's like, dude, he was all over. I think he was on Fultz and somebody else. And didn't Boston trade back that year from 1 to 3?
Yeah, I do believe they did that year to get that. The following year they were at 3, I believe, when they got Brown.
Yeah. So it was
There was a trade on one of those two years.
right. So that was the funniest part about that. Is now he acts like he has amnesia and doesn't remember that moment.
Of course. And Matty
I got a
Ice
couple
confirmed.
on
He
that.
said, "Yes, Game 6 will be Friday in Edmonton."
Check the reel. If Edmonton scores a lot of goals, go check your reels.
But they got good puck blockers there in Florida, though. I think them goalies, they would do for a game like the last, like Game 5.
Oh yeah, Bob has stopped everything. Oh,
Mhm.
Antonio Boone said his 5 favorite: LeBron, KD, Giannis, Lillard, and Ant-Man.
yeah. I'm surprised Lillard didn't get any love from anybody.
I do like Dame. Dame ain't nothing like Dame time. He can take over.
Matty Ice asked a great question: is the NBA missing that megastar? Magic and Bird to MJ to Kobe to LBJ to who?
No,
Who
I don't
is the
think
next
so.
one to take up the mantle?
I think we're figuring that out.
Yeah.
Because I mean, I think you got to give Curry some time as a face of the league at least, and I think next is we're figuring out who next is. I think you got the kids that in the West. I mean, we're forgetting somebody. The jumper in Memphis. If he can stay out of rap videos and keep his guns out the camera,
I don't think that's going to happen.
Yeah,
Ja Morant could he wouldn't be the face of the league, but he could shake some things up. You thought the West was tough this year. You throw them in that mix, it could get real interesting.
here's a question, and this is just me spitballing. In the 90s, of course, Jordan was your top face of the league, but then you also had other players that were right there standing shoulder to shoulder. You had your Charles Barkley. You had later on, you had Shaquille. You had all these players that stood shoulder to shoulder. So it wasn't just one face. You had several faces that you associated with the NBA. Do you think we'll go back to that? And then also during Jordan's layoff, and Isaiah Thomas said this himself, they were thinking about anointing Grant Hill as the new face of the league because he was the baby face, he was the dookie, and he was just such a likable person. They thought he was going to be the next face of the league. And then Jordan came back. So
the other problem is then soon after that, Grant's ankle started killing him, and he was never the same after that.
Still a good dude.
I think he's another candidate for like a what if story.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
For sure.
I want to say that was an episode of Open Court. Him and Isaiah Thomas was on. Isaiah Thomas said, "I wish I was in Detroit at that time because when you went back into that game, I would have sat you down and told you, young fella, don't go back into that game." He was like, "You did more. I think you did more damage going back in trying to, will the team to win than you would have sitting out." So, but I think he would have been a great face of the league as well if he would have stayed healthy.
Yeah.
And Antonio Boone says Mayhem Morant. Nah.
I'm with him. I don't think Morant's going to stay out of trouble.
And a lot of people say, well, why does he act like this? Why? And this is what I don't understand. And it's not just sports. When you have people that grow up in the suburbs, and we've seen it with celebrities. What's that? T.I.'s son, who grew up in a gated community, but always wanted to be at his grandmother's house because he wanted to be in the streets. Ja Morant grew up in the suburbs, but he wanted to do street stuff. You got these dudes that grow up, and some females too, that grow up in the suburb, but you so pressed to have a ghetto pass to show it off for no reason. Like, it's nothing there. The people that's there are trying to get out, and you want to go back to it. Like, I don't get it.
Ain't nothing flashy about a ghetto past.
Not at all.
Not at all.
But that's the part that I don't understand. That
you come up and you got the world by the balls, and you blow it. You know what I'm saying? One more time, he's gonna blow it for real.
Yep,
millions.
Didn't he?
I don't understand
his Nike contract.
Say again?
Didn't he lose his Nike contract the last time?
I can't say yes or no to that. I don't want to lie.
Yeah, I can't confirm or deny that.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised when drama comes around. Them guys don't want that.
Them sponsored
$1 billion industries don't want that. and him and playing with the guns, and it's stupid, man. It's stupid. It's just stupid. You living in mansions now, man. You're not in the hood. You don't got to be in the hood. You don't got to want to go back to the hood or think you are hood. Live your life, man. You got one of the best lives possible because of your skill. Why go ghetto? I don't understand it. And you got all them kids that fight to get out of the ghetto. You know? And some don't make it.
Yeah.
I'm talking their life don't make it.
Yeah.
Out of the ghetto. So I don't understand a person that thinks that's so fabulous.
So far, I see stuff about Nike staying with him. Nope. Nike removed the latest edition of the Ja 1, the Hunger colorway, from his website after the Memphis Grizzlies player was suspended. Was it May 14th? This was last year.
Yeah, he got suspended twice.
I don't have anything new on it. I did a quick Google search. I didn't see anything new on it. So we got conflicting information.
Yeah. He's going to blow it all if he continues to act like this.
What you got left, man?
Face of the league. I mean, who would be who? That's when we were talking about. We kind of went down the left path. So let's put it in reverse. Get back on the main path. Who would be the new face of the league? You know, LeBron's he's coming in the year 21. So who would be anointed to be your new face of the league to take up that mantle?
I think the finals, the next couple of years, the finals are going to tell you.
Well,
I think
you don't have that long?
Huh?
You don't have that long. How much more time? LeBron don't have the next couple of years.
You don't need LeBron to be in place for you to have a face of the franchise. I mean, of the league. You can have, like you said, a bunch of guys standing there, and I think guys are going to take their own out of the pecking order.
But that's the thing.
You want to be serious
what
about
guys
it.
do you have standing there? What guys do you send on national campaigns?
Hear me out.
Yes, sir.
Because you're not going to have Jokic isn't going to do a bunch of TV and media, so you can kind of take him out. You can kind of take Embiid out because he's a big and
he can't talk either.
So what I think is going to happen is you guys like Tatum and Brown are going to be a couple of candidates. You're going to have
Anthony Edwards.
Anthony Edwards is going to take a big jump after what he did this year. You're going to get some more stuff from Luka because he's only 25. You got Wembanyama. He's 20 in his 20s if he's 20. So it's going to be a bunch. It's going when we get in this mode, I think sometimes we try to rush it. It's going to happen naturally.
Of course.
Of course. Alexander's another one could be up there. Face the league.
Yeah, that's what Antonio Boone said. He said Ant or SGA. I think Ant's in the front running because of what he did on with TNT and him telling Charles Barkley bring your ass, but he shows that he can get behind the mic and he can give you some quotables.
Yeah.
And that's what it's all about sometimes. Sometimes it's just when you do great interviews, everybody wants you. So
and then you got even younger guys coming up that could be a possibility if they continue improving. Banchero.
Yeah.
I mean, you never know what that Orlando team can turn into. They're trying to put some pieces together in Orlando. But there's, you got to think of guys that aren't in the spotlight as much because their team's not winning. But they could be in the future.
A bunch of guys are just drafted in, so you got to see where the chips lay.
That's it. Nobody's going to decide or vote on this. It's going to just happen naturally.
Antonio said Luka can't be the face. He complain about camera angles.
I was thinking about that today. I was watching, I don't know if it was a taped WNBA game or a live, if there was a game live today at noon, 1 o'clock. Just the complaining to the officials. They need to start tightening the string on that because all it's doing is setting bad examples for our young basketball players out there. I went to the gym and seen some games last year, and I'm seeing 13-year-olds holding their hands up at the ref. I mean, what the hell? They learn it from TV. Mm-hmm. They got to start teeing these dudes up. They got to start teeing them up like they used to back in the day for bitching at referees. It's starting to look embarrassing. It's starting to look ugly. I mean, you've seen it in the whole finals. I mean, Tatum has a tendency to do it too, but Luka was doing it constantly. You got to stop the complaining to the officials. It's got to stop.
My God, I love it, Jack. I love it.
Okay, I'm tired of seeing it.
Let me ask a question since we're talking about complaining to the ref. That flagrant foul Angel Reese supposedly committed against Caitlin Clark, was it a foul or not? I mean, it was a foul. But
it was a foul, no doubt. She made contact. Was she going for the ball? We can't tell that. We can't answer that. Was she going for the ball? It didn't look like it to me.
Right.
But
I think it got flagrant because of the contact with the head.
The head, period.
I think that's automatic.
And that would have been called in the NBA too.
Yeah. Because it would have been a flagrant in the men's game.
Yeah. Hold on. The thing is, she was extended, swiping at the ball. The ball was extended. It was
3-4 feet above where she swiped.
It was a good basketball play. I've seen players get mauled and nothing's being called. Come on now. If you breathe on this girl now, she's complaining. She's complaining. Come on, man. We can't make it so that every time she falls to the floor, everybody rushes to pick her up. Oh my God, Angel Reese is such a thug, and these thugs keep knocking her down. You can't keep doing that. Stop.
In your white person voice. Okay, KG. Now, but it's not like I don't feel it's like that. I don't feel it's like that. She is taking a licking,
but she's running her mouth too.
I'm not saying she's right or wrong, but I'm not saying it's one-sided though.
No. I know you're not, Jack.
You know,
I know you're not.
But I don't know. That was a call that nobody's gonna know the answer to. But Angel Reese, man, was she going for the head or not? Was she going for the ball or not?
Matty Ice said, "I've never been afraid to tee up a 13-year-old punk on the ice."
Yes, indeed.
Man, I remember. See, we grew up in a different era. We watched a different era of basketball. I remember Rasheed Wallace got teed up twice for staring at the referee wrong. I didn't like the way he was looking at me. You're gone.
That's a whole different story, though.
Yeah,
Draymond gets that too. You know, you drum up that reputation.
The Rasheed one that you're talking about, that's because that was Tim Donaghy, and he was first on that. Tim Donaghy was cheating, and he said somebody else was involved, even though the NBA told us that Tim was the only one. No.
Now you see,
that's why she went off, and then because he was talking about something else. There's a nice little, I think it's he and Bonzi Wells on a podcast. I don't know the name of the podcast, and he was talking about that. Like you had certain refs, and you just know by 5 minutes into the first, you got 2 fouls, and you sitting and watching. You automatically know, just because of who it is.
Yeah, but there's been, a lot of, as I say, delays in today's basketball, NBA, because of these reviews on fouls like this.
Yep.
Constantly. Was that a flagrant? And us from the 80s and 90s basketball, we're like, that wasn't even a foul. But in today's marshmallowy basketball foul world, they got to take a time out, not to see if it was a foul, but to see if it was a flagrant. And
yes,
a lot of times, man, I feel that bust up the momentum in the games and stuff. I don't like all these reviews on that, but you see that they do review almost any shot to the head now. And how they can decide if that's intentional or not, I don't understand how they can make that decision. What, you look at the guy and can tell he intentionally hit somebody in the head?
No, that's why they just limited to just if there's contact.
Call it a basketball play.
Hey, no blood, no foul.
True that. That's the way we played.
Now, here's the thing. And Antonio, you say contact to the head, yeah. Okay. I'm a little bit taller than the Midnight Rider. Now, Jack, if you refereeing the game and the Midnight Rider blows by and I come on the switch, he's going to lay it up. I'm going for the ball, but, I'm reaching out to swat the ball, and my forearm catches his head as I'm swatting for the ball. You going to call me for a foul? I mean, yes, call me for a foul, yes. But a flagrant? You going to call me for a flagrant?
KG, Jack just told you. They do the reviews to see this. You just gotta accept the world of basketball as it is, man. And you can't get 2000s and 1990 basketball ain't walking through that door.
Don't I know it? We just had a conversation over the weekend about rebounding numbers, and guys your bigs not getting double-digit rebounds, and you got guards picking up 7, 8 rebounds, and of course the Midnight Rider pulled out all these stats on Rod Strickland because I got the stats wrong. It was 35 points, 17 what was it? 17 assists and 12 rebounds. I'm sorry. Yeah. I'm sorry I messed that up. I thought it was 17 rebounds, but I remember he was putting up numbers like that, for almost like 2-week stretch. And they kept.
I didn't just singled out the one game. I sent you all.
You sent me all of them. I give you that.
Yeah.
And today's rebounds to the guards has a lot to do with the 3-ball, the long rebounds. Yep. And there's so many more 3-balls going up. Layups, the bigs are going to get them rebounds. Shorts and mids, the bigs are going to get them rebounds. But you start some of these boys throwing them bricks up there, or the ones that hit the back of the iron, it's going to bounce out past the outside the box.
Yeah,
right,
guaranteed.
And the mid-range game is dead. There isn't very much. You got maybe a handful of players that still have a mid-range game, but no. Everybody either is pulling for 3 or you're driving to the basket. Nobody pulls up, shoots the mid-range. And I think if you get a player that comes in the next couple of drafts and he's a 3-level scorer and he can play defense, people are going to hate him because he's so fundamental. He's milquetoast. He's this, he's that, but he's going to wind up being the best player in the league.
The mid-range, the guy that led mid-range shooting this year was in the playoffs. I can't remember who it was, and one of the things coming to my head, it was a white guard. I forgot who he was. He's not a big-time scorer, but to show that someone I can't even think of who their name is the best mid-range shooter goes to show you there's not much mid-range game out there.
Yeah, it's being managed out of the ball game.
Mm-hmm.
And another world piece elbow to Harden head foul. Well, I mean, that wasn't even a foul. He just got in the way. James Harden got in the way of the celebration. It was elbow. I mean, he got in the way of the celebration. I thought that wasn't a foul.
And Harden probably fell into the 5th row. Jumped into the 5th row.
They suspended Meta World Peace when he was in when he was in Houston before he came to LA, because him and Kobe was jawing back and forth. And he told Kobe, he said, "You sure you want to do that with me? You sure you want?" Oh, he did the neck slashing.
Oh,
I was like, he was like, "I didn't even neck slash." He said, "I asked him, you sure you want to go there with me?" Shout out to Meta World Peace for taming Tyler Hansborough and taking all the dog out of him.
Yeah,
that boy was never the same after that game. All right, fellas, final thoughts before we get up out of here.
I know the Nats were losing 4-0. Jake Irvin probably had one of his worst starts. From what I was listening on the radio, sounded like he couldn't find the strike zone early. So we'll keep an eye on that, because I think the Nats are like 8 for their last 10. And then there's a nice story starting to develop because of these young pitchers that have come up and played well. We have to start trying to figure out where people fit in the rotation. So that's gonna be an interesting story as we go along.
Whoa, Matty Ice said word breaking. The Say Hey kid, Willie Mays, passed away.
Oh man.
Oh my goodness.
Wow. Willie and Jerry in the same week.
Yeah.
Well, God bless his family. Willie Mays was a hell of a ball player and a great man.
Yes, sir.
Ooh.
And we'll go ahead and do my last. What would you just call this segment here, KG?
Oh, that's wrap this ish up.
Wrap it up. I'll wrap it up with Celtics got 18, Lakers got 17 and a half. Celtics got 18, Lakers got 17 and a half. What
Go
a
ahead,
great
KG.
game it was.
Oh, you want me to take this out?
I'm stuck right now. I'm trying to track down what Matty Ice said. Just check the Sideline Junkies 24/7 group.
We'll keep you updated.
Yeah, once we got the update, we'll go from there. But until then, Midnight Rider.
We don't do no overtime. We are out of here. Peace.